Lechet Zevahim Daf Zayin Amud Aleph, 9 lines down. Mishnah said, "A bechor ne'echal the kohanim. The bechor is eaten by the kohanim, maaser by anybody, and they're able to eat them for 2 days and a night." Tanur Banan. Minayin the bechor she'nechal l'shneim v'layla echad. How do you know you're able to eat the bechor for 2 days and a night? Shneimar pasuk says, "Uv saram yihu la'ach kahazeh hatinufa ukshoy kayamin." The meat will be like you, like the chest and the thigh. Ekishu hakatuv. The Hazeh v'shok shel Shlamim. It compared the Bechor to the thigh and the chest of the Shlamim. Mashim ne'achin shneimim v'echad. Ab Bechor ne'achal shneimim v'echad. Proof that that's how you do two in one. Okay. The same question was asked by the Chachamim in the Yavne vineyards. It refers to Sanhedrin. Before the coming Echad, how long can a Bechor be eaten? Now, Neder B'Tefon Rabban B'Tefon answered and said, the Shnei Amim Echad, 2 days, one night. Yashem Tomir Echad, Shabbat B'Tefon Midrash, L'Fnei Hachamim Tehila. There's one student who just came beforehand for the first time. Rabbi Yosef Glili Shimon, his name was Yosef Glili. Amar he asked Rabbi Tarfon, Rabbi Minay Lach, how do you know this? Amar Rabbi Tarfon told him, B'ni Shlamim, Kedashim Kalim, Bechor Shishkon, they both Kodesh Kalim. Mashlim Yunachim Nishnei Echad, Af Bechor Nechad, L'Shlamim Echad. Just like that is 2 and 1. So 2, this is 2 and 1. Versus Amalo, he answered back to him, Rabbi Bechor to Matana Kohen Vahatat Hashem Matana Kohen. 1 second. Compare, if you're going to compare, do a different comparison. Bechor is a gift, and Hatan and Hashem is also a gift to the Kohen. Mahatat Hashem Yom V'Layla, just like Hatan and Hashem is 1 day, 1 night. Af Bechor V'Layla, so do Bechor also be 1 day, 1 night. Amalo B'Tevor answered him, Nadun Davar Midavar V'Nama Davar Midavar. We have to compare something. To learn something from each other has to be what's most similar. Mashlim in bain al hat abachor in abach. Just like Shem does not bring kapara for a sin, so to the bachor does not come as in. Mashlim shnachim shneim le'achad. Just like a sin is 2 days, 1 day, 1 night. Af bechor nechal shneim le'achad. So to bechor is 2 days, 1 night. Versus the comparison to hatat and hasham, which only has one comparison, one similarity, that it's a gift to the kohen. Okay, Amar basically answered him. Rabbi Nidon davar medavar lemad lo davar medavar. 1 second. We're going to talk about that concept of learning something from something similar. You could look at it this way. Atad Hashem matana lekohen ubechor matana lekohen. Atad Hashem gives to the kohen and also the bechor. Matad Hashem en ba'im and everybody just like Atad Hashem did not come because of a donation, like a promise. Af bechor ne b'devar nevas. So to the bechor also doesn't come through promise. Mahatab Hashem v'nechel b'nei machad just like Atad Hashem is 1 day and 1 night. Af bechor nechal b'machad. So also that 1 day, 1 night. So B'tefon now doesn't know what to answer B'tefon. Kafes Rabbi Akiva v'nisalek B'tefon. Rabbi Akiva jumped up, but all B'tefon became quiet. Amal Rabbi Akiva told Rabbi Saglili, Harehu, Omer the Pasuk says, Uv Zalam Yadach, the meat shall belong to you. Hekishana Ketuv L'Shazav Shok Shlemim, Mashlim Nechlin Shneyamim L'Echad, Af Bechor Nechal Shlemim L'Echad. Brings our proof just now to compare it to a Shamim for 2 days, 1 night. Amalo basically answered him, you just compared it to the Shamim. I'll compare it to the chest and thigh of the Tudah. Just like a Tudah is 1 day, 1 night, so to the Bechor also 1 day, 1 night. Amar Allah, Akiva answered him. Haromer, the Pasuk says, Uv Salam Yelach, the meat will be yours. She'en Tamud Lamar, Lecha Yeh. It doesn't say that it will be. You don't need the pasuk to tell me that it's yours. The pasuk already said it. Matumar, so why did the pasuk say it again? Or see if I could do teaches you another concept of being it for you, which means it should be like the Shamim and not like the Ta. The Gemara says, "Oh, should Amnu Davrim Lefnei Rabbi Ishmael?" When they mentioned Rabbi Akiva's answer in front of Rabbi Ishmael, Marla and he told him, "Tz'u ve'imru lo Rabbi Akiva ta'ita." Go tell Rabbi Akiva you made a mistake. Todah me'echen midah, because where did you learn the Todah from? That you give it to the Kohen. Mishamim from the Shamim. Davar halamed mihakesh hazir mihakesh. Therefore, you can't have a hakesh, something to learn from hakesh, then teach you something else through a hakesh. Therefore, you cannot learn the second way, the pasuk of learning from the Torah. Rather, you have to learn it from the Shamim. Okay, Rishmael Hai Lecha Yed Ma'avlev, as the case what Rishmael do with that pasuk. The Mera Bechor Shabal Mum Shun Bantal Kohen. You have to teach that even if a Bechor could be brought as a korban, it does that as a mum, it still is a gift for the Kohen. Rabbi Akiva Yalif Bemi Besaram. Rabbi Akiva learns al from the word of their meat. Ha had tam v'had ba'amum. Plural. To teach you Bechor animal whether or not it has a mum. Okay. Rabbi Ishmael Besaram Hanach Bechor Kamal. And Rabbi Ishmael says no, that doesn't mean their plural. It means the Bechorot in general. Okay. But my clearly, what's the mahloga between Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Akiva? More savar hemen v'devar acher v'hekesh. Rabbi Shmuel holds that something that you could learn from the pasuk and through a hekesh as well. You can equate that from the hekesh that you learned from, and therefore you could bring that halachal. And more savar Rabbi Akiva holds lo have hekesh is not a good hekesh. Okay, so that's how Rabbi Shmuel learns it from the Tudah. And Rabbi Akiva holds you cannot learn it from the Tudah. Where it says, Bishlam Amad Amar Lo Have Hekesh, makes sense according to me, holds no Hekesh. Hainu, the Ktiva, the Pasuk also says, Vechen Ya'aseh Lo Moed, should do by Lo Moed, which teaches you that what? Keshem Shem Mazel, Lefnei, V'Letrim, Ahad, Lamala, Vashel, Lamata, Midam, Lapar, just like the Kohen Gadol and Yom Kippur, in the Kosh HaKodashim, does one sprinkle upward and seven downward for the bowl. Kach Mazel Beichal, so too is the same seven in one process by the Hechal. Just like inside, he also does seven and one from the goat. Kach mazeh beichal, so too does in the hechal. Now, none of that is mentioned in any pasuk. It's all learned through a hekesh. We see that even though you learn through another hekesh, you can still learn it through a partial explanation via hekesh. So that's why we know. Okay, it makes sense that this works. The man that the hekesh, according to the holds that it's considered like a hekesh. How do you say that? How can you compare it in this concept of the Kodesh Kodashim? The Gemara says mekomot hu de gamri madadi. And regarding the second hekesh, it's just learning from where it's from, meaning. It doesn't mean that you're learning something from the actual Kodesh HaKodashim. You're learning, okay, the process of the blood being done. Okay, maybe a different answer. Chutz mitanim b'had zimna gamya. The procedure for outside the Kodesh HaKodashim is learned from the inside. And therefore, even though the Hakesh would usually have a problem over here, the difference you're making is just how the procedures were done inside and outside. Okay. Bishlan Lamar lo have Hakesh now. Okay, fine. You know what? Now we can actually understand the one who says it's not a good Hakesh. How does the Pasuk have to say, "Mimoshevotechem tavi'u lechem tenufa." You shall bring from your living places the bread to wave. She'en tamud amar tavi'u. There's no reason to say yeah, you should bring it. Matla matavi'u. Why do you have to mention that? Kol shel tamavi b'makom hare ata aher hare hu kesef. It teaches you that whatever bread that you brought from any other korban, like a tudam, can be like the Shavuot. Malan Aisaron Nahala, just like by the Shavuot bread, you have to use an Aisar of flour per loaf. Afkanis Nahala, so too regarding the Tada as well. You have to use an Aisar of flour per loaf. Ma'im Malalan Shnasrim, Afrikan Shnasrim. And just like, and if that's the case, maybe you should use two Isarons for the Shavuot breads, like the Tada breads. Vice versa. Same way you use by Shavuot breads, you should use two Isarons by the Tada breads. Tamamar, Tiena, therefore it says Ishabi, which means a saron each, not two for 10. Okay, now I know 10 isaron of flour is used for the 10 hametz breads of the Tudah. Asran the masami, I know you need 10 isaron for also the 10 for the 30 matzot, the non-leavened breads. Tamamar al halot lehem hametz with loaves of hametz bread. Gneched hametz habe masa, same amount corresponding amount of flour is brought for the matzah. Okay. So now, what do we see from here? Elaman damar lo have a cash. According to me, holds that there's no such thing as making a cash from partial pasuk. Ma'akleimar, how can you learn from here that the flour is used for the case of the unfloured, unleavened to the hametz from the matzah to the regular hametz flour bread? Where it says tavi'u ribuyahu. The fact that it mentions tavi'u, it's a pasuk that teaches you a hidush, not a hekesh. Okay. Next part of the Mishnah. HaPesach in the Pesach only eat at nighttime, not until nighttime, till midnight, as we know. Montana, who says this? Mar Yosef, Rabbi ben Azariah, he's going to be Rabbi Azariah. Ne'emar kan Balayla mentioned by the Korban Pesach, you should eat the meat in the night. Ne'emar Lalan, Ve'avarti be'eretz Mitzrayim Balayla hazeh, by Makat Bechorot also says I'll pass through in the nighttime. Ma'alan Achatzer, just like by Makat Bechorot was nighttime, midnight. Afkan Hatzazotu to Korban Pesach, midnight. Mal Bakiva says, Valo Kvarnon Pasuk also says, Vahatem Oto Behipazon, you should eat the Korban Pesach quickly. Ashar Hipazon, it sounds like until the when they left, which is daybreak. Why would it say nighttime? Because you meant that the Korban Pesach should be treated like all other Korbanot, which can be eaten with the day, like and night. The first is only the nighttime, only throughout the night and not during the day. So our Mishnah must be quote unquote only till midnight, not the whole night. Rabbi says, Who says that our Mishnah holds like a Bilazar, it's going according to Doraita? Tuma Drabanan, Ulahik min Avira. Maybe our Mishnah is not telling you midnight because it's Doraita. Oh, you have to do it. Torah says midnight. Maybe it's telling you midnight because we don't want you to get closer to the end of the night, which can cause you to make a mistake. It's a Gezerah Drabanan. Where it says Imken Mai Ella ad Hatzot. If that's the case, why did the Mishnah only say only until Hatzot? Ella kihata. It must be the same way it uses the word ella, which means only, like the other cases, the other halachot of the Mishnah, which is biblical, the right halachot. Mahatam the right, just like over there was the right of the halachot of sprinkling with the bloods and where it eats in, etc. Afkan nami doraita over here regarding the halacha of eating it lamina is midoraita. Therefore, our Mishnah must be according to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Hadran lach ezu mekuman, hadran lach ezu mekuman, hadran lach ezu mekuman.